The more I do the mining, the more discoveries and revelations I have about this aspect of the game. Today, I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about asteroid mining and a secondary gameplay design element that just comes along with doing the mining. So, I decided to go out and try to mine some asteroids and try to find where these asteroids were. I first checked around some of the asteroids that always seem to be floating around the area of the rest stops. I've actually found mineable asteroids there in the past. But in this particular release, it doesn't seem to be the case. I couldn't find any, and I did a pretty careful search.
Our ships have completed their scan of the area and found nothing.
I also checked the asteroid clusters around Levski. Now, I didn't check them all, but I did check out a couple of them pretty carefully. I didn't find any mineable asteroids there either. That's also a place where I have found them in the past. Now, maybe they're going to put them back into the game, and right now they've taken them out for performance reasons or something like that, but it is a place that we probably want to look as the game goes forward.
We shall continue sensor scans, Doctor. At the moment, that is all we can do.
Where I did find them was in the massive asteroid ring that circles around Yella. But here's where things got really interesting for me. There are also some cloudy clusters. They look like vaporous aggregations of asteroids. And in the past, it seems like I found the mineable asteroids around these gaseous clusters and not other places. But again, that has now changed.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
I decided to just set off randomly in a direction across this asteroid field and see what I could find.
Space, the final frontier.
Just explore.
To explore strange new worlds.
Just go out there.
To boldly go where no one has gone before.
And while I was looking, sure enough, I found asteroids, mineable ones, and there were some pretty good ones out here. But here's where it struck me. This act of just going out into the unknown, not to a specific destination, something marked by a gaseous cluster or a moon or anything, but just sort of forging out across this void of space that was an asteroid field, and then being able to find something, that was exciting. Exploration really isn't a mechanic in the game right now, where you can go out just into the void of space and find derelicts or planetoids, things to discover with your ship by scanning and such. It's really not there, but I got a taste of that here. It was really nice. I realized that essentially, that's what I was doing. I was just going out here and I didn't know if there was anything there, no marker, and I was finding things. And that was the excitement for me, that discovery, thinking that there may or may not be something, which I think it really goes along great with the name of the Prospector.
Old Prospector.
Here!
If you look up the definition of prospector, it says a person who searches for mineral deposits. And then they give the example underneath. For modern day prospectors, panning for gold is a chance to experience the thrill of finding buried treasure. So it was that search, that experience, that chance of finding something or not finding something, just that unknown that made this really exciting. That was the thrill. It was like you were finding buried treasure. Interestingly, as I was putting together the footage for this particular episode, CIG came out with this particular statement on the first-person mining in the Inside Star Citizen just last week. Let's take a look at this.
Prospecting, quarrying, mining, whatever you call it, the excavating and extraction of minerals and materials from rocks big and small have been a staple of sandbox games for a long, long time. Maybe it's the sense of exploration and discovery that accompanies these efforts. Maybe it's just revealing that which is hidden underneath. Exploration and discovery, exploration and discovery, exploration and discovery.
They recognize that there's this sense of exploration with mining. And now that they've put some of these things into caves, just finding the cave is part of that exploration.
There is no radar to find this. You'll have to find them just using your eyeballs.
When I first started playing this game, or shortly after, one of my friends asked me, he said, hey, if I just fly out across the surface of one of these moons, am I going to find things? What will I find? And the answer was, nothing.
What a desolate place this is.
But now you can. Now there's going to be these caves, not really, I don't think you're really going to find them through scanning or anything like that, but you can just fly out there or take a ground vehicle and discover these elements. And as soon as you find one of these, you may be feeling, I'm the only person that knows about this. This sense of discovery and exploration that's really just starting to creep in here probably also leads to some of the data trading that they talked about, where the location of a cave and possible minables might be a piece of data that you can sell. But even just with the asteroids, being able to find good rocks that already have good minerals, but then being able to get that extra bit off mining off some of these crystals and gems and things like that is awesome. And it means you've actually got a reason to maybe bring another buddy along with you to do your mining. I was pretty pleased at just the minerals I was finding on these asteroids. Some of them were pretty high value, and mining these asteroids in space is in some ways a little bit easier than doing it on the planet side because you don't have the gravity to deal with and you can orbit around and get to all the chunks a little bit easier. So I really like the asteroid mining, and without having to go down to a planet's surface to land, obviously you are also saving that time of entering and leaving an atmosphere. You could just take these minerals straight back to Grimhex or Port Olisar and sell them someplace like that. I'm assuming that any of the first-person gems that you can also mine by hand maybe can also be sold at these places. But who knows? I guess we'll see. I'm really glad that I've been working more with the Prospector in this 3.6 update. When I first got the Prospector, I took it out, I mined, it was fun, I really enjoyed it, but I have had it sitting on the shelf for a little while, and I'm glad I just made the commitment to say, this is the ship I'm going to use for this particular release, because the more I use it, the more of these kind of discoveries and revelations that I'm having, and I'm really, really enjoying the mining a lot more than I did even when it first came out. I'd be curious what other people's thoughts are about mining as well. If you like what you saw here in this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be talking to you later.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.